while I was at the Canucks game tonight, the St. Louis Blues lost to the LA Kings at home 2-0, and that may have been what finally sealed the fate of Mike Yeo. Mike Yeo has been fired, replaced by Craig Berube on an interim basis. The St. Louis Blues, 7 wins, 9 losses, 3 overtime losses. They sit with 17 points. They're 2 points away from last overall. With that win, the Kings are now 2 points behind St. Louis. Now, the Blues have a game in hand, but this is not the kind of race the Blues wanted to see themselves in. Not even close. And coming out flat. And again, the weird part of it is this. Now, I'm not saying that Mike Yeo's, coach of the year material or anything, but when you look at the save percentage that was being put up by Allen until recently, well, was that his fault? No. When you look at all the changes that were made in the offseason, that I guess you could say they needed to make changes because they needed to improve on a season where they missed the playoffs, but they only missed the playoffs by a point. They got eliminated on the last day of the season last year. So I think that if you're the general manager in St. Louis right now, you at least have to be nervous that at the end of this year you could be next, which is likely why Mike Yeo is gone now. 19 games into the season, there's still time to fix it. But do they have the roster that's able to fix it? I've seen people making comments regarding Ryan O'Reilly and perhaps him being a coach killer. And I don't have anything to say counter to that. We'll see what happens with the next coach that comes in, whether or not that fixes things. If Berube ends up being an actual interim coach, or if he ends up becoming the full-time coach, going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. But that 2-0 loss to the LA Kings, that's probably what did it. And I'll get into that when I talk about my review of tonight's games. I know there was a ton of goals and a ton of games and a lot of stuff for me to talk about. But I wanted to touch on this first because it is big news. He's kind of the guy that we expected. And I guess the only thing I'm wondering about with the Blues is this. Why did they wait till now? Like, why didn't they do it a few weeks ago when even Mike Yeo publicly was saying, yeah, my job should be looked at. I should definitely be under the microscope right now. Why didn't they do it then? Why didn't they call him into a room and go, yeah, we looked at it, and surprise, you're unfortunately out of a job here. And I don't think Mike Yeo's necessarily a bad coach, but this won't look great on his resume. Basically, Mike Yeo's claim to fame in St. Louis was that he took over as an interim coach himself, and he helped the team turn things around pretty well. But it's been a misadventure since then. So does this turn St. Louis around? I don't know. I look at where St. Louis is at, the dysfunction on the ice, and I'm not sure that changing coaches is going to fix anything. It remains to be seen if it'll fix anything for LA. It's still early in the season, as we always say. But I don't know. So now that he's done, let me know in the comment section below who's next. Could Blashill and Detroit end up in that kind of trouble? I just watched the Canucks lose another one. That's 6 in a row. Is Travis Green going to end up in trouble at some point? I don't see it, but somebody out there might. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, this is one of the least surprising firings I've seen of a coach, and yet the timing is just a little bit surprising. Not a lot, but a little bit. I expected this weeks ago. But be interested to know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. Just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.